learning curve right now. You see, you still got some more to go. And I don't think challenging a guy like Bud Crawford right now will be smart for him. I think, like I say, fighter Keith Thurman. That's a good fight. Keith Thurman need to do something more to probably prove that he deserves a shot. So I think that's a good fight. Proven champion in the division. Only got one loss to Manny Pacquiao, and it was close. So I think Keith Thurman is being overlooked. I think you need to fight Keith Thurman. I think that's a good fight for him. Keith Thurman will be a good test for him, especially being that he's a bigger welterweight, and all the experience that he's come with. I think Keith Thurman will be the right direction for him to see if he's ready for a Bud Crawford or some Errol Spence or somebody.
When it comes down to the eye test, and when it comes to the IQ, without him being able to show his talent in the TV and the pros, does he possess, in your eyes as a coach, the biggest test as a welterweight? Let me rephrase that. Not biggest test, biggest challenge in the welterweight division.
Nah, I wouldn't say, like I say, none of the fights easy, but I don't think I think Bud outclassed that guy and stop him.
Stop Bud.
Bud, you see, he got Donna, stop him. You see how Bud is now. He in his game now. That's one thing he had over. If you could say, Mayweather might have had more. No, I ain't even gonna say that. Speed as Pretty Boy Floyd. But as they have matured and everybody keep comparing them guys, now, Bud knocks you out. Bud knocks you out. Bud knocks you out. He in there to knock you out. Mayweather was in there to make you look foolish, or that's what he tended more to do. Bud steps to you. Bud steps to you. So out of all the defense that Bud got and the fast hands and the counter punching ability, everything, that's what separates him and Floyd is that he's always looking to knock you. Now Floyd, they say his hands, but I don't even think that's just his mentality. Crawford's mentality is to knock you out. He's not going there to look for the knockout, but he's not gonna take it. You know what I mean? If he catch you wrong, you out of there. He's gonna try to get you out of there. So yeah, I think that's the difference in that. And I think Crawford, you better stay away from Crawford. If I was Ennis,
Mm.
if I was Ennis, I'll stay away.
Now, in the
Yeah.
yeah, and now when we talk about the text messages that Wallow put out there and stuff like that, do you believe you know
What text message?
you didn't see the text messages that Wallow put, that shared, that Wallow put Terrence and Boots on? It went viral,
Mm-mm.
talking about trying. I know that they're Philly guys and they're just trying to get their Philly guy a big fight or just the attention itself. But my question
Yeah.
is like, do you think that, and I know they don't know boxing like that yet, but in the same time, it's like, do you believe that it's more for hype, or is it really more like they really want that fight? Do you believe they really want that fight?
Mm, yeah, they would love to dream that their guy can beat a guy like Bud Crawford, you know, and the amount of attention that he's getting in the eye test that he's showing, they would love to mention that guy. They would love for that to happen, but no. I mean, Bud put him on the spot, man, and showed him, man, you have not been trying to fight me. You were my mandatory and whenever another time ago. You passed that up. You kept every time they asked him after a fight, he literally spends every time. They have to ask him about Crawford to say about Bud. He always said Spence. So I think that just said right there, and a lot of these guys don't have you know, it's okay to just bow out at the time. Ali, I just seen a thing on Ali, and he was talking about Sonny Liston. They said, "Well, you don't think you can beat him right now?" He said, "No, not right now. Maybe about a year and a half." Everybody knows Sonny Liston is the uncrowned champ. He's a good boy, and everybody's ducking him. You understand? He said another time they asked him, "Well, where would you rate yourself at?" He said, "Well, I'm rating myself at about number two right now." He said, right after I forgot some other guy, and this is Ali, so every nobody and another thing I was thinking was these guys are not probably super paid and it's but they getting treated well, you know. How come they not like happy just to be the young G's on the way up? Because there's how can I say? It's a lot that go into that to being the next up, you know? They potentially they kind of treat you like that without all the pressure when you next up. And so I don't understand why these guys why they don't embrace that, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Why they don't
absolutely.
embrace that? It's like,
It's a 10-year gap.
you know, yeah, get yourself together, first get yourself together. And it's really public though. It ain't really Boots, it's really the public. It's really those guys like Wallow and everybody else just keep saying this, and it's the haters. They're not nobody I've ever heard ask him to fight Keith Thurman. None of these guys never said for no validation to fight Keith Thurman. They all over there on Showtime. Nobody asked. Everybody dismissing Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman was a unified champion and beat everybody in the division and all that good stuff. And everybody not mad at Keith Thurman. He won those fights with
Danny Garcia,
Barrios.
Sean Porter, Barrios. Yep.
And when he just came back them two fights, so he didn't look spectacular. It wasn't worth $90, but he whooped them guys
Hmm.
easy. He handled those guys. So everybody's it's like the perception thing, everybody just shitting on Keith Thurman. But I think that's a good fight for Boots, man. But Bud will tune him up if they make him, I guess. If you really want Bud, then you gotta how you gotta get to Bud. You gotta talk crazy to Bud. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Oh, I see. I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because
yeah.
he's definitely
Make
one of
it
the real
personal.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, make it personal. Make it personal.
Mm.